5, 4, 3, 2, action.
Oh, hello there. I didn't see you there. Say, do you know what time it is? No, it's not 11:30. It's time to learn about Star Wars. Come along. Let me teach you about Star Wars. Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. That's what we're going to be learning about today. Sorry, that's been out of control there. So, I'm going to be teaching all of you lovely children where all the Star Wars films fit. Is the lighting not good?
Yeah, I fixed it. Don't worry, sir. Okay.
I'm going to be teaching all of you children where the Star Wars films fit in chronological order. Whoopee! So exciting! So exciting! Alright, so we're going to put an image of the film here, like so. Right here, pretty sure it'll fit. Now, let's talk about the very first Star Wars film ever made. It's called Star Wars A New Hope. Now, my children, let's not get this movie confused with the other movies, because this film was made first, true. But does it come first in chronological order? No, no, no. This movie was made first, but it is not first in chronological order. The first movie in chronological order is none other than this one, The Phantom Menace. This one is a great film. It's got Obi-Wan Kenobi as a little guy. It's got Anakin Skywalker as an even littler guy. And it's got pod racing and all sorts of good times, except Jar Jar. Jar Jar's not good times, but he's in there. And then the second movie is Movies Prequel Part 2, Attack of the Clones. And this movie is probably my least favorite Star Wars movie. What I'm not supposed to share my opinion? No. It's the worst Star Wars movie ever. No. Attack of the Clones, movie 2 in chronological order. Now this movie, it's got what's in there? It's got Count Dooku in it. It's got Boba Fett as a little kid, and Jango Fett, his dad. And, it's the Clone Wars, and the fun fact about clones, it's Jango Fett who gets cloned. It's all the clones in the Clone War, it's all Jango Fett. And, despite the movie title being called Clone Wars, there's not a lot of Clone Wars going on in the movie. I mean, there's a little, but not that much. So, it left the viewers wanting more. So the next thing that they made in chronological order is the TV show Clone Wars.
Oh, sorry. Technical
Lighting.
difficulties. Hold on. Oh, we're good.
What's
Action.
good?
Yep, we're action. Go.
Where were we?
Clone Wars?
Clone Wars. Alright, Clone Wars. Like I said, it has 7 seasons. Each one has either 20 episodes or 13 episodes. It's very good stuff in that Clone Wars TV show, Now, Clone Wars TV show leads up exactly where the next movie starts up. And that next movie is, drumroll please, Revenge of the Sith. Now, this movie is where we see that, spoiler alert, Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader. Bum, bum, bum. And this movie is crazy. There's like all sorts of stuff going on. You're like, oh my gosh, the Emperor was the bad guy the whole time, and the clone troopers are actually turned out to be stormtroopers in the future.
Sir, you just said the Emperor was a bad guy. Obviously, yeah. The Emperor's a bad guy. Don't you mean the Chancellor?
The Chancellor is his. So let's start over. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in that movie. We find out that Darth Vader is actually Anakin Skywalker. We find out that Luke and Leia are twins. We find out that Padme dies. We find out that Luke is the son of Darth Vader and Leia is the daughter of Darth Vader. We learn that the Chancellor, Mr. Palpatine himself, is the Emperor. We learn that all the clones in the Clone War end up being the Stormtrooper. You,
Sorry, sir.
we are going to fire him after this.
Okay,
Someone fire him, please, after this video. Alright, we also, in that movie, we learned that all the clone troopers turned out to be the stormtroopers, and are the bad guys. There's a lot of stuff where you're just like, mind blown. Alright, now we are done with the prequels, and we're moving on to the Star Wars stories. And these films aren't actually, I mean, they don't have the words at the beginning, so they're not really classified as Star Wars movies. They're just the Star Wars stories. And these two stories are Solo and Rogue One. Solo comes first. It's the backstory of Han Solo and why his last name is Solo. It's because the guy was like, what's your name? He's like, it's Han. He's like, Han what? It's just Han. Okay, Han Solo. And he's like, that sounds cool. That's going to be my name, Han Solo. And that's how it happened. That's basically the whole movie. My name is Han Solo. And also how he meets Chewbacca. Such a touching story. And then next we have Rogue One. Rogue One is it's about what happens before New Hope, and at the end of Rogue One, it actually ties in perfectly with how New Hope starts. So New Hope starts and Rogue One finishes. It's like perfect. So Rogue One talks about how they got the Death Star plans and how the rebels got hold of the Death Star plans. It's a good movie. As they all are. I mean, honestly, it's Star Wars, for Pete's sake. They're all good movies. And now, we're done with the Star Wars stories. Moving on to the originals. We have New Hope comes first movie ever made, and that's the next movie in chronological order. Then, there is The Empire Strikes Back, which is another great movie. It's got the AT-ATs, you know, the big all-terrain armored transport, the little dog-looking thingies on Hoth. That's a very iconic scene. Next, there is Return of the Jedi, and this is my personal favorite Star Wars movie. I'll share your opinion. Where was I? Return of the Jedi! It's a great movie. I'm not supposed to share my... It's a great movie. It has the Ewoks, another very iconic scene with the Ewoks fighting the Stormtroopers. In that movie, Darth Vader becomes a good guy. I said, spoiler alert. Darth Vader becomes a good guy in the end. Palps gets thrown down a chute and exploded with the Death Star. And that's it for the originals. Now, we fast forward a great plethora of years, and we come across the new ones that Disney made. And we start off, bam, Force Awakens. A bunch of new characters and a bunch of new stuff. You gotta have to learn everyone's names quick because we're not using old people's names. Oh, wait. We are. All the original people are still in there too, so don't worry. Force Awakens comes out, great movie. They make another one, The Last Jedi. That was a great movie. And then, to finish it off, they have Rise of Skywalker. And those are the 3 Disney-made films, and those are some good Star Wars movies. And that might be enough to wrap it up. But and that'll be just enough time to wrap it up, folks.
Wait, what about The Mandalorian?
Kevin? Did I forget The Mandalorian?
I think you did, sir.
Oh my gosh. How could I forget The Mandalorian? Kevin, you get to keep your job today.
Yay!
Mandalorian. Now that's a film right there. And this is actually the purpose we made this video. We were watching it and we're like, if we weren't such big Star Wars nerds, we would have no idea where the Mandalorian fits. Sorry, the Mandalorian fits in all the space and time of Star Wars. I mean, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We don't know. So, I'm gonna tell you exactly where the Mandalorian fits. We're gonna put the Mandalorian right after Return of the Jedi. So that is Return of the Jedi. Darth Vader becomes a good guy and then he dies. Palps dies, the Death Star blows up, the Empire's gone, no more Empire, and everybody lives happily ever after. And then the Mandalorian comes out. That's why they talk about the fallen Empire, stuff like that. Like, we don't take Imperial credits, stuff like that, because the Empire fell. And then it's kind of before Force Awakens, and after Return of the Jedi. So let's go through the whole list, shall we? We have Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. I messed that up. Start over. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones TV show. We have Phantom Menace. Alright, we have the Phantom Menace, we have Attack of the Clones, we have the Clone Wars TV show, then we have Revenge of the Sith, then we have Solo, then Rogue One, then New Hope. Hold them off, cheating! And then we have, after Rogue One, we have New Hope, then we have Empire Strikes Back, then we have Return of the Jedi, then we have Mandalorian, then we have Force Awakens, then we have Last Jedi, then we have Rise of Skywalker, and that's all the time we have for today, folks. Be sure to subscribe to Llama Boss, and as always, stay hydrated.